So having, explored AI quite actively and having worked with some clients, what would you say are some really easy, maybe low-hanging fruit ways or approaches that clients should start redefining the way they look at their business with AI?
Yeah, I think you can do it in a couple of like lenses, right? So you have the more macro lens and then you have the micro lens. So from a macro point of view, right? If I am a business, I would think, how can I streamline my processes? For example, my customer success team is spending way too much time replying messages, and that then doesn't allow them to develop better systems and processes to streamline my operations, right? So if I have a lean team and my best talents are stuck there, how do I untangle that? What if you could create an AI powered chatbot that has all your customer information, training, everything inside so that your clients can quickly get the answers they want without going through a customer success rep in the first round, right? And then your customer success rep can pull the insights from those chatbots using AI to figure out what are the top three problems that a company face, right? Now you take those insights, pass it to the marketing team or the product team, and then they iterate their messages or they improve their product based on those. So that's like one use case. You take a step back and look at your whole company's process, and then you think, where can I add AI to my flow to operationalize and systematize things? So that's one. But there is also a micro kind of perspective where let's just look at copywriting. I'm going to like zoom in on how do I get my team to produce better outcome in a shorter amount of time. I have a team of, let's say, 3 creatives. They are tight every day. They have like 10 deliverables every single day, and nobody has time to come up with new things for testing, right? And that's when AI is really good for that. So let's say you're optimizing for Facebook ads. Instead of the creative taking a full day to come up with headlines, what it can do is to prompt GPT with different audience insights and personas, and then prompt it for headline generation based on those insights and personas, and then quickly and rapidly test it. So now you have like 50 different headlines. You select 10, you refine it, and then you pop it into, let's say, Canva, or you can pop it into an AI video tool like InVideo, and then it generates a video for you. You launch it and you test it. And that whole process is done within half a day instead of having a full day to really think about angles, copy, what works for your audience, what doesn't work. So it's just a way for you to rapidly brainstorm, right? And then it effectively cuts your time to results by half at least.
Wow.
So brand, right? If you it's really functional, right? You take a step back and you see how can I solve or how can I streamline my process with AI? And secondly, in each division, how can I use AI to then supercharge my growth? So these are the two kinds of like methods of thinking that I would actually apply.
That's really nice. Thanks for sharing that. So would you say that especially when everybody is jumping on the bandwagon and exploring how to incorporate AI and to use that to turbocharge their productivity. How would you say, where is the ability for brands to stand out a bit more, especially where communication or messaging is concerned? I like that tip on, for example, audience persona. I thought that was a very interesting layer to already, in some ways, add nuancing in how the copy would be different. But would you say there are ways to do that, or there would still be a need to marry, in some ways, human creativity, for example, to really take it to that next level?
Yeah, so human creativity and human strategy is always important. You see a lot of AI content on LinkedIn. The difference between something without strategy and something with strategy is that one of it will not work and one of it will. If you see like an AI generated post on LinkedIn, it usually starts with attention founders and then it has an emoji. And you know that it's LinkedIn AI generated, right? And the
Right.
copy sounds robotic. There's lots of content. It sounds too enthusiastic and it doesn't work. But if you understand a founder's audience, tone of voice, the strategy behind the brand, you can prompt for a copy that sounds exactly like the founder and have
Wow.
it work so effectively that no human can tell that it's AI generated. And I personally have done that for a founder. He has seen 3 times the engagement of his usual post with 100%
Wow.
AI generated content with the right strategy. So that's why I say you can never take away the human element in any AI content, because without the human element or thinking, right, the AI content will never work. Like content without strategy is pointless. Same thing for AI content. Without strategy, it's just a waste of space and everyone's time. So I think we'll increasingly see a huge amount of content being generated, right? Which is also why the strategic part of thinking and digging into the human insight is going to differentiate one brand from another. A brand that has thought in its marketing strategy will grow a lot faster than a brand that is just spraying and praying for the best with lots of content out there.
Nice. Okay. Would you say then that AI still isn't able to very much apply or understand strategy well enough? Would you say that would be a key loophole or gap right now?
It depends on how you prompt. So the ability, the AI is a tool, right? Let's say GPT is a tool. It's like a really, really, really smart intern. If you teach the intern how you think, it can think the same way as you. If you don't guide it, it's just going to come up with nonsense, right? So what I have done is sometimes to teach AI certain frameworks of thinking. That means that it can now break down complex problems through a strategic lens that I primed it with. So you can't say that it can't generate a good strategy. It can, if you know how to prompt it correctly and feed it the right guardrails and tell it exactly what you want it to solve and give it the right context. So the art is in the prompting. You can solve incredible problems, and AI has the ability to dig so deeply into your customer data information in a way that perhaps an average human without the proper skills will never be able to do, right? So if I have customer data and I'm trying to find insights, maybe I could scrape the surface and can find like 5 key insights. But if you can use AI to analyze that data, of course, in a safe and secure manner, then you can probably pull out rich and detailed insights that you can then turn into different strategies for growth. So the AI part of this process, right, is so beautiful in that it can analyze the data, it can develop the strategy, it can develop the messaging, and then it can even create the output, and then you can test it, and then you create a whole funnel. So that is something that I'm working towards, right? Building the full funnel for my clients as well.
Very cool. So I like how you're saying the strategy from humans in that sense comes from the ability to prompt it in the direction that you want, but help it do the heavy lifting so that you can do things a lot faster and iterate and optimize as you go along, right? Yeah, thanks for sharing that.